I'm just going to Febreze my couch while we're listening.
Which is the school police officer. It's not a resource officer. It's a police officer. Like, I did so fucking much. And to forgive him for being engaged the day before our first date, and to forgive him for messaging the hate page 3 months into our relationship, I put a lot aside. I really did. And I'll tell you what, I'm not doing that for anyone fucking else anymore. The next guy, or whoever it is I fall in love with, to come across me, they better be giving me their whole fucking salary or something.
That's what it's all
about.
about.
At this point, I'm fucking traumatized. They're gonna have to fucking buy me 24 karat gold flowers.
Can someone please explain to me, though, because Courtney has come out and said that, like, self-declared she's a lesbian. Why is it, though, if she's a lesbian, that she's like, the next guy I'm with, okay? Tattoo guy, like, that dude doesn't look like a fucking lesbian to me. Like, can someone explain this to me? Is she a lesbian or not? Because it's not seeming, it just doesn't seem that way.
At that point, in order to pique my attention. Like, if you're grossing less than $1 million per year, don't even breathe in my direction at this point.
As if she'd be worth anyone that makes so much money when they can have, like, a non-psycho.
Trash. And I'm so forgiving of everything that everyone does to me. And it makes me so mad. Because I would never do half of this shit to these people. I'm so mad. I don't know if Mel also contacted them. I don't think Mel knew their username until recently. I do know that Mel, like, apparently had some live video where he spoke out about the abuse, and he wrote some stupid fucking, it's like a blog spot or a
Oh, come on, Courtney. We know you've been watching the YouTube.
Like, wrote out his story, but everything that was in that fucking story was a goddamn lie. And it just made me laugh the whole time. Because Mel is literally crazy. He is literally psychotic.
Bold.
Like, if I were to ever hear of someone getting murdered, like, let's say there was an article in the news or something, like, young girl murdered by boyfriend, my first thought would be Mel. 100%.
Ours would be Courtney.
Twice. I'd be like, yep, there he is, he's done it. That's how crazy Mel is. I went to YWCA and the police office, and I literally said, you need to write this guy's name down, because at some point he is going to kill someone. That's how convinced I was.
And they wrote down Courtney's name.
No one wants to talk about how I'm so abusive in his little story that he came out about, right? But his ex-wife used to make, like, mouse traps. And she used to make them so that the mice wouldn't die, right? They were like humane traps. And she used to catch these mice in their garage and release them at the state park, like not too far from their house. Well, one day she told me she came home and there was like a Walmart bag in the middle of their garage floor, and it was like red on the inside. And she walks inside, she goes, what's the bag that's out there? Mel looked at her and literally told her to her face with a straight face, well, you were taking so much time releasing these mice at Bull and Pitcher Park that I decided I would take care of the problem for you. And then he goes, and seeing their brains and blood spatter kind of made me happy. Literally said that to her.
Well, I mean, he's got to release the tension somehow.
I have screenshots of emails where I contacted her right after I broke up with him and was talking with her about the things that she had been through. I have so many screenshots of our emails where she told me the craziest stories about him. And the thing is, I believe him because he did the same stuff to me.
Is this the same woman that bashed her kid with Mel, or a different one?
Yeah. Mel is literally psychotic. I don't think Hale would contact him knowing that, because Hale wants to be seen as the good guy, right? He wants to be seen as like the healthy one. So he wouldn't contact someone like that. He wouldn't contact a fucking psycho. He would 100% contact the hate page though. Because it would be...
Okay, back to reading comments, sorry. Okay. She's pansexual. Okay. Is that where, like, you can love anyone, or... I always thought she said she was a lesbian, that she hated men. Did she not say that I hate men? Can you be a pansexual if you hate men? I don't understand. Less than $1 million, they wouldn't look twice at you, exactly. And someone making $1 million a year still couldn't pay for enough therapy for her. Wait, what's she talking about? Hal messaging the hate page 3 months in a relationship? I thought Hal didn't even join the page until like a while after they were together. I don't know what that comment is now. So everyone aside from her lies is what I'm gathering from her. Hal said, when I messaged Mandy, I'd been planning an escape to leave. That is true. He had never messaged before then. But she hid all my keys and said if I left, she was calling the cops on my car being stolen. Fuck. I'm not abusive. Mel the stabby, I wonder if he was like when he was killing the mice, if he was like, Courtney, Courtney, like, no, Courtney, I won't. Like, you know, on The Simpsons when he's in the corner and he's like, no, that they try to find a babysitter for Bart and that, and they can't get a sitter, and they ring some old lady like, oh, she's in her home now, and she's in the corner and she's like rocking on a chair and she's like, no, Bart, put it down, Bart, put it down. That's what it would be like with the rats, I feel. I'm a pansexual dating a man. Still hate them. Oh, okay. The car is in your name. He says a co-signer, right? I doubt the cops would do anything. Exactly.
Right? And you'd be the good guy for that.
But who remembers when she came and joined the page so that I would expose Mel for her?
Gross and disgusting like that, though. So I doubt that he's talking to Mel, but I know for a fact he's definitely talking to the hate page.
I feel like she doesn't have an in on the page anymore, honestly.
His stepmom and him follow it. I know his stepmom's mad at me over my, like, no cancer comments thing.
I think everyone's mad at you over that.
I don't give a fuck about that. I give a fuck about her, and I'm sorry for what she had to go through. But I do not feel bad for saying that Mel getting cancer was his karma, because Mel is a literal cancer to human beings. He literally is. I literally feared for my life so many times. There were so many times I would not sleep. I would roll over and pretend to be asleep, and I would stay up all night because I was terrified he was going to murder me in my sleep. I wouldn't be friends with someone like that.
It makes me actually wonder if, like, they both were, like, sleeping with one eye open to make sure the other one didn't stab them.
Hale wants to be seen as, like, the good guy, the savior, like, the healthy one. So his goal is just to slander me, make me seem like I'm crazy.
You are crazy.
Yeah, Mel got breast cancer. So he's going through chemo right now.
Sorry, guys.
But literally every single one of his ex-girlfriends that I talked to said the same thing. They were like, well, he got what he deserved. His own brother's girlfriend.
Well, then they're trash as
said
well.
that about him as well.
The worst part of what she's saying right now, can you hear me for breathing in the background? I'm literally like, sorry. I'm like, this is a good chance to do my couch while I'm listening to this rot again. But like when she's like, I've talked to all of his ex-girlfriends. Why? Why? Who reaches out to someone's ex-girlfriend? Is it really loud? So instead of snacking out, it's like, I'm like fixing my couch.
His own brother agreed with me. I still talk to Mel's family because they still love me. He's literally delusional. I still talk to Mel's brother's girlfriend and Mel's brother on a weekly basis.
I bet they love it.
Check in on me. Actually, Bree was one of the first ones to message me after me and Hale broke up. She was like, are you okay? Yeah, well, I stuck up with it for him a lot. There was a lot that I forgave that I didn't talk about because he was like, you can't talk about it. Like, I'm a very private person, was what he liked to say. He said, I'm a very private person, you know that. But there's so much I could really fucking publicize that I haven't publicized out of pure literal kindness. I was like, I can't do him like that, you know. This is the love of my life. I can't slander him like that because if I did, he'd never come back. Fuck that. He's messaging the hate page about me. And it took me and my friends sitting down and my friends being like, Courtney, you need to be done with this. You need to get away from Hale and you need to start talking about what you've been through. For me to realize how fucked up a lot of our relationship was. And like, I don't want to slander him. I wish it was different. I wish we could go back to a year ago.
So Hale said, telling you not to blast every single fight is reasonable. Yeah, like, I wouldn't be blasting any fights. There is nothing more uncomfortable than even when you are scrolling Facebook and you see one of your friends is like bitching about their partner and then you're expected to go to a barbecue in a few weeks and they're all there and it's just like, awkward. And it's like, oh, it's the love of my life and we're doing this, we're doing that. It's like last week we know what you were doing. So I feel like if you were going to take her back, like she's sitting here saying, you know, I didn't want to say too much in case, like, you want to take me back, but now fuck that, blah, blah, blah. Like, so saying the stuff about the clit is not inappropriate? Like, how is that not inappropriate? Like, imagine if you said the things about her that she's saying about you. It would be insanity.
When Hale was still Haley. Or at least when...
Do you guys remember when I said the name Haley? And how she went off about what a piece of shit I am when I was trying to explain, like, a series of events. It's very hard to, like, obviously not say the name when you're trying to, like, explain it to new followers and stuff. But, like, there is no way that I was using that name in any way to upset Hale. I was just trying to, like, explain it to new followers. But yeah, it's okay for her to say this. So I'm confused. Like, why is there a different set of rules for Courtney?
Hale cut off his hair and came out. Like, I really want to go back to before he was on his tea. Because it wasn't until he started taking his tea that he ended up really, really fucking up.
Because he accidentally opened a door on a toe. You fucking monster.
I'm just so
Arrest
fucking
him.
hurt. Like, I left all the groceries there that I bought. I left him my TV, because I had two. I left him so much stuff.
And one towel, because she's a nice person.
I was trying to be so nice during this breakup, and so to find out that he was being shady as fuck is really disgusting to me. I know, it was like they didn't care. He literally went to Planned Parenthood twice and then got a letter saying that he could do his top surgery and gender affirming services. And I don't know how they did that, because everyone I speak to is like, no, you have to have like a year's worth of therapy or something. So I don't know how or what doctor he went to, but they gave him tea way too early. He should have definitely been going to therapy the entire time too. I don't know how he's still getting his prescription without going to therapy. He literally uses an iPhone app. He uses Cerebral. I know you guys see the ads on Instagram and TikTok for Cerebral, but if you look it up, it's literally an internet chat. That's what it is. You chat on your phone back and forth with the doctor. That's not therapy. I have therapy on Thursday, and I drive all the way out to Chatteroy, which is like, at the time when I was living in CDA, that was like an hour and a half of a drive. And I drive all the way out there for a specific PTSD therapist. It's literally a quarter tank of gas from CDA to Chatteroy. And I did that weekly.
Yeah, you need to get a new therapist. It ain't working.
So the fact that I'm now finding out all this really fucked up information about what's going on and what Hale is saying is absolutely disgusting to me. Because there were so many things I kept very, very, very quiet about. Very quiet about. And I did not talk about a lot because I didn't want to feel guilty, or I didn't want him thinking I was trying to ruin his reputation. But he was doing that on his own the entire time. The fact that I would get withdrawn affection, he would literally roll over, pout like a child, and get pissed off at me. Yes, he and his stepmom are both on the hate page.
These girls must be delusional,
He's talking to all
honestly.
their followers. If you go on his account and you look at his last post and you click the comments, that comment thread is the most vile, disgusting thing I have ever read in my life. And we are still legally married.
It's vile and disgusting because people are
He blocked me on
saying
all social
nice
media,
things to him.
blocked my phone number, so I can't even contact him and let him know about divorce paperwork or anything. The fact that I was getting withdrawn love, though, is the worst of all of it. It's the most disgusting thing you'll ever read. He literally...
Oh shit. That girl just said, I'm going to go be nosy, be right back. She'll come over to this page, this is the public page, and she'll be like,
Pout like a child. Be like, you never want to. And then would refuse to give me a kiss or a hug or anything for like 24 hours.
Hopefully she might be just going to Hale's page.
his ego has gotten insane. Because he thinks that all these people are, like, so supportive of him, right? He has, like, a big head now because of hate page followers. Like, that's disgusting to me.
Because people support him and they love him
like that.
and appreciate him like they should. Like she should have. I'm trying to get something to hold my phone up with.
There's a reason why I blocked 7,000 people from following my page. Because I don't associate with that energy. I don't accept that energy.
You are that
I
energy.
don't want those people around me. Why? Because you are who you hang around. But he's like welcoming them all in. And it's really gross to me that like he's getting fetished in his comments and not seeing an issue with that.
What?
Like, you as a trans man are not thrown off by the fact that a bunch of straight girls are fetishing you right now. Half of them have husbands.
It's like the
boyfriends.
biggest compliment ever.
It's disgusting.
Well, I mean,
It's
that's true,
literally
but
disgusting to me.
doesn't mean that they're not interested.
Yeah, and 7,000 people. She claims that she blocked 7,000 people. I only have 1,000 people on my page. So there's 6,000 other people who aren't on a hate page who think you're a twat. Like, they obviously think you're out of control.
There's heaps of the girls.
$20 behind on rent.
Oh no,
That's gonna go on my credit
$220.
report because I'm on the lease still.
Oh my god, she's such a dickhead.
$20,000 worth of car loans is on my credit report because of his car, which is like 19 grand or something.
Didn't you sign for her car as well though?
The fact that I was actually married to this person literally makes me want to crawl out of my skin. I have looked at myself in the mirror and thought about how disgusting I am at least 4 times a day.
I'm so confused. One minute she's like, I want home. Next minute she's like, he's disgusting, he's putrid.
Did he post recently? I can't get off the lease right now. He says that he's trying to get me off, but he's not putting any effort into that.
There's 6 people watching, Abby.
He said he needed his ID to get me off his car loan. Still has not gotten me off his car loan. And I gave him his ID 4 days ago. He went out to the bar. The picture that's on his story, I'll show you guys it. Hold on.
Oh, please do. Rawr.
That's not our house.
So she's taking screenshots of your shit and putting it in her phone.
That room is not in our house. It's not at his parents' house. That means he was at someone's house while we're still legally married. I don't know if you guys knew this, but adultery is a sex crime in Idaho. So I wish a motherfucker would.
I have so many
Please test my
TikToks I need
patience.
to make.
I am waiting to absolutely fucking destroy you in every way possible. Solely because of the fact that you decided to do me as dirty as you did while I was sitting here talking highly of you.
Don't call that hell. It's so much fun watching her torture herself.
Yeah, but we don't have actual divorce paperwork is the problem. So I have no way of proving that we're separate.
Yeah, and said she was going to have sex with the guy. I'm going to make it into a TikTok.
I'm just disgusted. Like, he is so fucking gross to me now.
Wasn't she crying to have him back
I
this
feel
morning?
violated. I feel like my body is just trashed. Like, it's just disgusting. Like, I'm so traumatized from this relationship. I don't know if I want anyone else ever touching me ever again.
Someone said you can take yourself off the loan, I think, and they take the car. My neighbour's ex-husband just did that and they took her car.
Let them know. Because I co-signed. So I'm not the actual one who's responsible.
I mean, you could do the same thing back to her, but I'm sure she'll try.
It was financed through Exeter, I think. I have it on my credit report, so I can always go on there and see. But, yeah. I feel so disgusting. I feel so violated. I feel like my body is gross now. Like, I feel dirty.
God, she's fucked. Oh, here comes the fake cry. Come on, push it out. Push it out, Courtney.
So dirty. I'm just like used. I'm like disgusted with myself now every time I look in the mirror. I feel like I just like wasted 2 whole years of my life.
This will be all my fault that Hale's seen this. You know that, guys. Not that she said it, but because I said it. Because I shared it. Sick puppies, sick puppies.
My child tax credits to buy himself clothes. He was supposed to save it for baby. Because when we moved in the house in September, I told him, well, just keep the $250 and put it in savings.
Alright, sorry, I just do a quick catch up. I'm done Febrezing the couch. I'm not going to be able to shampoo the carpets because it's going to be too loud. If you guys can hear me Febrezing, you're sure as hell going to hear me with the carpet cleaner. Okay, so I thought Hal was attractive before he transitioned to the Zat. How does she know we're straight? Girl, I'm curlier than my hair. Who's straight? I'm not straight, dude. I'm pan, fuck you, and straight people who can be attractive to trans people. What? Yeah, that is like the dumbest thing I have ever heard. Like, I don't know. So is a car completely paid off then? Straight people can date trans people and still be straight. A screenshot of what? Pacific Punchy. Hi. It's a new one. Once it's announced out loud that both parties say it over and over, you cannot sue someone over something that happened after both parties are aware it's over. Oh my God, please, the drama. Does she not know that marriage doesn't mean you own your spouse? I think she thinks that with her spouse and also her child. Like, if you can't love me, you can't love my child either. Like, she doesn't realise Shiloh is an individual person. Who says shit like that? Lol, ripping someone apart if they move on before a divorce is final. Girl, you was dirty before Hale. Oh no, I'm so late. You are terribly late because we've been on here, I'm embarrassed to say, 3 hours. But it's fine. I haven't got anything better to do but Febreze my couch. So we thought we'd just go the whole way through it because we know she's going to act up tomorrow and we're probably going to need to cover more stuff tomorrow. Like, every day I'm like, right, I'm going to do a Juliana live. Like, she's just went and added all this stuff. And then Courtney acts the fool again. And then Courtney's acting the fool and Juliana's like, no, don't you take my attention away. So we haven't really had time to do the Juliana drama because Juliana drama is like every day. Whereas the Courtney stuff is like new drama this week. So we're kind of like focusing on that. But I'm sure we will use all the other lives at another point. But I just thought if we don't get it all done today, then tomorrow's going to be another 3 lives and the next day. So let's just do it. And you can just tune in as you want. I'll upload the whole thing on YouTube. I'll try and like slice it into at least like just an hour. I really hope that this actually screen recorded because when I did the screen recording one, people can read the comments and it makes it easier to understand what I'm saying. But, you know, you can come in and go as you want, and this will go on YouTube anyway. But I'm really appreciative of all the people that are stuck around, because I love being able to chat with people as we go.
Well, then we didn't end up having baby, so I asked him where it was. He fucking spent it on clothes.
She's really scraping the bottom of the barrel.
The comment says, I just want to say I've been here listening this whole time. I took my son to jiu-jitsu, cooked dinner and cleaned my kitchen. Not just being creepy on here, lol. Don't worry, I've been like playing this because I've heard this part, and I've been like Febrezing my couch and like cleaning up my house as we go. It's great. We all win-win for all of us.
Yeah, I was at the bar. How are you not paying your bills, but you have enough money to go out and drink?
I'm definitely trying to save it. Hale, can't we just do like a cash app and everyone buy Hale a drink and we'll just send you $5 and then you can catch up on rent and get it taken off of it?
And Cheryl go.
I still feel like this is the idea to go. Like, you need to set up a cash app, okay? And then we can like be like, right, let's all shout Hale a shot or whatever. And we'll just send you like the money for shots. And then that way, you know, you can have a break from this crazy mess and you can still pay your rent, you know? It's like win-win as well, because we're like having the enjoyment of knowing you're going out and you're having fun and leaving this craziness behind, and, you know, everything's still getting paid. Everyone deserves a break, especially from this shit.
I feel like we should do that.
Talking about his stepmom. That's what I'm saying. I would not be surprised if he was in a relationship in the next month.
No, I won't. I'll save it and I'll archive it and I'll put it in like the Ko-Fi link or something so it's like private, and then we can put it up later on.
And I swear to God, if it happens before we're legally divorced, I am ripping him a new asshole in that divorce.
Do you still have the video where she was talking about fucking that guy, or?
Is not legal. Yeah, we were legally married. So, if he's committing adultery, I could rip him a new one in the divorce and probably take quite a bit from him.
I feel like you've already taken everything from him.
But I'm just disgusted. I feel so violated and used and dirty. Well, we filed married filing together, so he got it deposited to his account, but none of it was spent on Shiloh. That's the problem. He bought all clothes with it. That's what bothered me. It wasn't that he had it. Like, he transferred me the rest of them. But one of them, like one of the...
What really shits me here is she claims I was so supportive of his transition. I was so supportive, right? But then obviously, like, when you transition, you need to have clothes that like suit your identity. So she was so supportive. Wouldn't she want him to go and do that? Like, I don't feel like he stole the money and went and got clothes. I feel like she agreed with this, but now it's the only thing she can like focus on to try and make out like he's a monster. So that's what she's going for. But Hale says, still on about the money. I'd love to know how I used her. It was spent on the house.
$250 payments he used on clothes for himself. Not even Shiloh clothes. Not even like Shiloh's school stuff.
But you're married. Oh my God, if my husband was like, hey, I spent $250 on clothes today, I'd be like, okay, babe.
But you're buying...
Buy whatever you want.
With my child's tax credits.
Oh, I can't wait for her to
Because
regret
of the
this later.
tax credits, that means my taxes this year are going to be split in half pretty much. Because there's $1,750 of it that I'm not going to get because I already got it for 6 months. So that's $250 that I'm going to miss on my taxes.
This girl commenting is dumb as fuck.
Well, what I'm going to ask
I wonder if a lawyer could do anything about that particular payment. Like,
is I want to ask for him to pay off the Move Fitness. He needs to give me $295 for his stupid gym membership he told me he canceled and never did. He's going to give me $100 for the Avista utilities. He's going to give me, because he did not pay the utilities for a little bit.
it costs me like $600 each time I go and sit at my lawyer's office for an hour. And she's going to sue him for like $400. What?
Box after I told him to a million times. So he owes quite a bit of money. Right. She was a year old when I moved all the way out here. I took 12 flights. I'm just more so pissed because I wasted 2 fucking years on someone that I thought was a good person.
She's literally just still seething that he's not taking her back. This isn't about Hal being a bad person. She is seething because he doesn't want to take her back. That's all it is.
So gross. Oh, look, it's Stellar. Yeah, I took 12 flights to get out to Virginia. I mean, from Virginia. Because I literally...
What makes me giggle is if we look back, maybe when the last drama went down with the page, when you guys were still together, and she was like, you know, they're just jealous, like, I'm making over $100,000 a year. If you're making $100,000 a year, like, why would you even be worrying about this kind of nonsense? Like, why are you worried about any of this crap? You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, if I was on a lease and my ex didn't pay the $200 for rent, I would just pay it. Like, I would just pay that money. Okay, think of it as a farewell gift. Pay that money, take my name off the lease ASAP so that from that point on, no more debt could be accumulated. That's personally what I would do. Like, why is she bothered by $200? It's fucking $200.
I called my dad, like, 2 days before. And I was like, I want to come home. He was like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah. He's like, I want to come back to Spokane for a little bit.
I always forget you're a lawyer, Lindsay.
And he flew out the next day.
That.
Me and my dad packed my entire house in 6 hours. And then I took my flights over
Lindsay
here.
can be the TWT official lawyer for my legal advice. I'm getting sued all the time. Oh. Do we ever actually get the paperwork that we keep getting promised?
I've been through it.
Yeah, can someone explain that to me? So the comment says, there's no way she took 12 flights for one trip from Virginia to WA. I live in MA and now, but from WA it's literally 3 flights max, but usually 2, not a chance it's 12. It's fucking 2 flights for me to go to Las Vegas. I literally fly to LA and then I go from LA to Las Vegas. Or I think last year we actually flew to San Diego and then San Diego to Los Angeles. So why would anything be 12 flights? I'm literally coming from 16 hours across the other side of the globe. And you're going to say that it's 12 flights? What? Comments. There's nowhere in the world you could go to that would need to take 12 flights. Definitely not. Even like a flight fucking tour wouldn't be 12 flights. It's so ridiculous. Because she can't help but lie about everything. I think you're right.
I was almost human trafficked.
Oh, God.
Got the shit beat out of me by Mel. And then I got told I was lying by everyone online. And then I had people here locally that were like, you shouldn't talk about that. Bitch, what? This man is a menace to society and you don't want me warning people.
When she talks calmly, it puts me on.
It's Alaska. Alaska's like the snow, right? That terrifies me, to live somewhere that cold. But I feel like I know your body gets used to it, but like one of my friends on here, she lives in the UK, and she'll be like, we're degrees Celsius, we're not Fahrenheit, and she'll be like, oh my God, it was so hot today, it was like 17 degrees. I'm like, I'm not fucking getting out of bed at 17 degrees. It is so cold at 17 degrees. And I think that would be like 50 degrees or something Fahrenheit. But yeah, like I don't even remember ever having a time where it's gone into like the minus or anything. But like I cannot cope in the cold. Like hot, give me hot any day. Like Vegas is hot, but Vegas is like a different kind of heat. Like in Australia, when I go to my brother's, he's in New South Wales, so it's like Vegas heat. Like you've got that dry, like deserty kind of weather. But here it's like tropical Queensland, right? So it's like hot as balls, but it's like the humidity reaches like 100%. Like it actually can go higher than 100%. I know that sounds like it's impossible, but if you look it up, it actually goes higher. And it's insane. Like it gets so fucking hot. You're like sticky all the time. But see, I'm used to it now, so I don't get that stickiness. But like my brother, when he comes to visit us, we literally have to have all the air cons running, so it's freezing in the house. It's like so cold in the house just so that he doesn't sweat, because you got to like have, when you first come and stay here, it takes like a week to like climatize, where you like just need to have a shower 3 times a day because you just feel like the salt water, like the salt air is like stuck to you. It's crazy. Hale's nicer than me because I'd be spilling all the tea if my ex was being like that, and he's like, my life's too busy for that shit. Could you imagine? It'd be so crazy. Does she really believe she doesn't do anything wrong? Yeah. It's 24 degrees Fahrenheit right now, which is actually pretty warm for February. So what is that in Celsius? I need to look this up. Oh, my computer turned off. Damn it. Oh no, here we go. No. I need to know what that is. I think, I can't even think of what the different degrees are. Here we go. Let me have a look. I'm going to look this up. I need to know. My computer's being a bitch. I need to here we go. We need to register TWT as a business so I can get tax write-offs for a computer. So 24 degrees Fahrenheit to Celsius. Where are we? What is wrong with my computer? What? That's -4 degrees and that's warm. No. No. It's so bad. Like a hot day here. Like here we get about 40 degrees. My brother's gets about 50 degrees. So we go Celsius to Fahrenheit. So a hot day here is about 104 degrees Fahrenheit to, in like central, it's 122 degrees Fahrenheit is what it gets to in the middle of Australia. Yeah, 50 degrees in the middle of Australia. It used to always get, when we're at school, if it got to 45, they would send us home. And that's like because our weather is like, our spring starts in like August, September, October. Yeah, and so November, December, and January is our, or is it December, January, February is our summer. and it's really hot. Yeah, it's fucking hot. But, like, when it's here, like, if you get, like, 40 degrees or, like, 45 degrees in Queensland, you are, like, wet. Like, it's before it, again, because the humidity gets really bad right before it storms, so you're just, like, fucking rain, like, please rain, and then it rains, and it, like, clears a little bit, so it's not as humid. It's still hot, but not humid. But, like, in central New South Wales and stuff, like, it goes, like, 45 to 50. I think our hottest day was like 50 something that I've seen. But like, it's not as bad. It's like, you know, how Vegas gets that super hot dry. It's okay down there. No, Santa is a fucking idiot. He still wears a Santa suit, and literally like on like Christmas, people go out wearing full Santa suits and they go surfing, like in full Santa suits, because we're weirdos. Yeah, so we have, like, they used to send us home on the school bus when it got to, like, 40 degrees or 45, because it would just, like, we didn't have, it was, the aircons just stopped working and everything goes to shit. But, yeah, it's, like, super hot. My brother is just, he just said, I think he's getting, because he has, like, not ducted, but he has some sort of, like, cooling system in his house, and he is spending $16,000 to replace the whole system, so that he had, like, he's down there, it's, like, really, really hot, but they have, like, it's always kind of hot there here, but, like, over there, you'll have, like, in New South Wales, I grew up there, you'll have, like, 50-degree days, but then at night time it gets, like, a cold snap, and it's, like, -2 degrees. It's fucking ridiculous. So you'll have your aircon running all day, and then you put your electric blanket on, but like the heat, because we have like daylight savings down there, it's like the sun's still up at 10 p.m. at night, which is crazy. Don't you love Christmas in July? I did a project in junior high on Australian Christmas, and I remember it being hot as fuck and wild. So no, we have Christmas in December, so it's December 25th still, but because we're on different sides of the world, well, it's your winter and it's snowing, it's our summer, if that makes sense. I think that's how it works, isn't it? Our seasons are different. But you guys, it's like your summer or something. Yeah, the spiders are pretty bad. If you don't like spiders, they're bad. I know, we do have to have an Australian Q&A. You are so right. Yeah, but I mean, it gets really hot. But my brother, he said, he had 1 week there where it was hitting 50 degrees straight, and he was like, nah, I'm getting new aircon. It was $16,000 to have it, but he's getting it, like, ducted, so it's, like, in the floor, in the ceiling, like, absolutely everywhere in the house. Kangaroos are very overpopulated here. We actually have to have kangaroo culls where they kill a heap of them, especially out in, like, the farms, because they destroy all the crops and stuff. But in town, you don't see them as much. Kangaroos will box you if you come near them. They will. They're, like, really bad. So you don't know what to have a white Christmas is. It does not snow here at all. We have down near Victoria where it gets colder. They get snow there. We don't have snow here. Not where I live anyway. It would never snow in Queensland. Oh, watching Bluey. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, kangaroos would be like the deer. All right. I'll play this again. I'm just going to do a little bit more tidying up while I'm doing this.
Edge, because I'm like, this bitch is about to stab someone. It's so not like her.
Really that crazy, you know? Like, I do so much. I do so much for people, and I feel like nobody really understands all that I've gone through and what
There's 5 people on her live
to better my life. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me that nobody sees any problem with me now.
I don't know, but she's like talking really calm and it's putting me on edge. Like, it's terrifying me. Yes, it's her house on fire. Oh, wait for it.
Just disgusted. I'm disgusted I put up with it.
That's a fucking big milk jug.
And that I wasted that much time. For 2 whole fucking years. 2 whole years married to somebody who I had no clue was actually fucking ridiculously unhealthy.
She said she was medicated. Okay, that might make more sense. She probably needs a bit more, but okay.
Well, that's the thing. When I moved out of Mel's house, they told me I couldn't come home because they had my sister and her dog here. So they didn't have the extra bedroom for me to use. And they had just redone the basement, because the basement used to be my room, but they had redone it and made it into my dad's office. And so I didn't feel comfortable stepping in and telling my dad, like, yeah, you can't have your office, I need to live down there. So when he said you couldn't come home, it wasn't because they didn't want me home, it was because they didn't have the space. And then this time, it was just a guest room. So I'm literally staying in their guest room right now until I sign my lease on Monday or Tuesday. My parents love me to death. And I like how the hate page makes comments about, oh yeah, her parents know how crazy she is, so that's why they're not allowing her back in when Mel broke up with her. Like, no. The reason why my parents weren't allowing me back in at that time was because they literally had my sister and her dog living in the room that I'm currently, like, staying in. So they had 2 Labradoodles and 3 people living in the house already. If I had come here with all of my stuff and Shiloh and Sadie, it would have been way too overwhelming, and I would have had to force my dad out of his office and take over that room. And I didn't want to do that. That was way too much for them. That's very overwhelming to have that many bodies in the house, you know, especially dogs, big dogs. So to add my dogs in there would have just been, it would have been, or my dog, it would have been a train wreck.
That's what they need to do. Like one of those involuntary,
So,
have her locked up. So Hugo said, someone please call her involuntary mental health
Parents know how crazy she is.
to a psych ward, please. AKL, please, you're
That was
her
not
legal
at all the
husband.
situation. The situation was that they already had too many people in
She's
the
got enough
house.
people in her head.
And they didn't have any space. They did not have any space.
And they, buried in the
Now,
backyard.
they willingly and welcomely brought me back in. At first, they said, yeah,
There's
let's
4 people in there.
move around some stuff and see what we can
This is how I got busted, because there was 4 people on this live, and I was one of them, and I think the other ones were her friends, so.
do. And then my mom ended up messaging me, like, later on and was like, yes, come home. Because we've got the guest room for you already. Like, we moved some stuff around and we have it ready for you. So, like, them saying that, like, my parents don't like me is really fucking dumb.
But Mel got warned
I
what
just
she was
can't
getting
believe-
into by your dad.
What Hale is saying. And you see this user unknown 10? That's a hate page follower. 100%. That is a hate page follower.
I wonder if I was that user or not. Sorry, I'm just checking my messages really quickly. I have it on Do Not Disturb, so I'm like, I better make sure everything's all good. Sorry.
Sneak in.
There's only 4 people on there. Oh my god, she's gonna
You
work
can
me
see
out in a
it,
minute.
but there's a user unknown 10 started following you. Like notification. I guarantee you that's one of the hate page
Oh, that's not
followers.
me. No, it's not me. I'm not even following her. I'm just tuned into a live.
Yeah, well, a lot of the information that they're getting shared right now is just fucking false. Like, it's hilarious to me. Like, they really think they know so much about me, and they don't.
See, what I do is I get off the live and then I block her immediately, and then she doesn't actually see my name come up in her watch lives when she screenshots it. That's the best part.
They posted of the breakup. They were like, oh, do you hear the way she's talking to herself? Yeah, I was isolated.
She has seen the freaking YouTube. She has definitely seen it.
6-year-old.
She has absolutely seen it.
So I got really used to being my own best friend and talking to myself. So yeah, when I'm angry, I rant because I'm angry and I have no one else to talk to about it. So I talk to my fucking self. That shit will drive you crazy when you're isolated for that long. Of course, people are going to start talking to themselves because they have no fucking people to talk to. And if you don't talk at all, you literally go insane.
She should know.
So when I was packing and I was doing all that shit, it was so that I could have some sort of mental support. I just think it's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
I know.
And that's where I got cut off. She worked out it was me and she cut the live off. And I tried to go back in, but no good. But I mean, we got heaps. We got heaps of it. It's like, oh my God, it's like 1:30. I've been on here for like 3.5 hours. But anyway, that is the end of that live. I do have another live, but there's no way I can fit it in today. I'm like just doing my cleaning up while I've been chatting to you guys. But I have to make a couple of phone calls and stuff. So I just want to say thanks everyone that joined me. Like even if you joined for a little bit, or like I know it went for a long time. But we definitely got through a lot today. But anyway, I'm going to go and try and get the subs done in a bit. I just need to get my washing and that finished and finish Febreze in the couch and just do a bit of vacuuming, and then I'll start doing some more posts and stuff later on this afternoon. I'll get those subs done. I know I'm like running about 3 days behind, so if I haven't replied to you yet, if I haven't seen the message, it just means that's how far behind I am, and I will get to you, I promise. But anyway, thanks for joining me, and I'll catch you all on TWT 5.0.